Hey everybody! So, big, huge development. I have my first official indoor red tomato. Now, I'm going to officially eat it alone. That's good. Most of your greenhouse tomatoes, I've noticed, like in the grocery store, have a tendency to have no taste. That had a lot of taste, surprisingly. So I highly suggest grow your own tomatoes inside this winter. Big development number 2. We got this wee little fella right here. So yeah, that means we've got potatoes growing. Don't see anything happening just yet in that, but I've got another one turning, and this one over here finally has some little ones growing right there. They're coming along pretty quickly. Got some buds happening. Since we're indoors, just gonna give it a little shake because there's some more buds over there. Give it all a good shake because tomatoes are self-fertilizing, so all they need is a little shake in the sunshine there, and they'll pollinate themselves. So there's your little garden lesson for the day. All right, so what do I got going on here in my bucket garden? I've got you've seen what I have growing, but you don't really know why I have it set up the way they do. So here's experiment number 1. This is a jack. Here's experiment number 1. This is just dirt straight out of the ground in a large 5-gallon bucket. Similar tomato plant in a small planter. And then I actually layered this with some dead grass from where I just mowed, packed it on top to see if that would help retain moisture and keep that moist and keep the sun from drying it out directly and keep it from evaporating to the room. Over here, this is straight out of the ground dirt, and it was really moist that day, so it was kind of clumpy and waterlogged. This is mostly excess bag dirt and planter mix and kind of stuff like that with a little bit of regular dirt packed on top. And this is dirt that was straight out of the ground as well. So you can see different types of planters, different types of soil setups, just to see and be curious as to what it grows best in, so I know what to do next year and avoid wasting my time. How do you like the light? So I got me a new toy. Check it out. So I got this on a Black Friday deal. This is a quartz heater. I'm sorry, not quartz, infrared heater. It's got 4 settings on it. You can use the 2 bulbs one at a time, and then the same combination, but have the light on. So it puts out a little bit of passive heat. There's no fan blowing, but most of the heat is coming from the infrared, and you can feel it instantly. Like, I'm about 3 feet away from it right now, and I'm still pretty toasty. So that is going to get some warmth all night, and now I have a way to keep my plants warm all winter long so they don't freeze and start dying off because they're so close to. So this guy is pretty happy with his little red light. I've got one too for all the little puppies. We do have some foster pups, and we keep those in the garage, and there's no direct heat out there. There's a vent, but only one. It's not enough to heat the whole garage to the same temperature as the house, so I do have one of those out there. It keeps them nice and toasty too, so I'll share a link. I don't have an affiliate account or anything, so I ain't getting paid, but I'll recommend it. So far so good. This thing's awesome. News number 3. What we got here? Dun dun. We got potatoes. going there. Can't quite see it, but it's right there. Growing up, got some dill hanging out there that I just found in another pot. Anyways, yeah, we've got potatoes growing. So how's your morning going? So I told you I had some foster pups. There's 2 of them right there, and one of them is ours. But what I wanted to show you is the infrared heater that's over there. Told you about that earlier. So that's shining out. Excuse the messy garage, but there's 4 dogs living in here. Anyway, so it points right at their cage. It's about 8 feet away, so it is a little, too far to be, burning or anything like that. But it does keep them warm all night, I've noticed, and it does end up keeping the garage pretty warm. Especially as we've had kind of warmer days but cold nights, and leaving it on throughout the day, it definitely keep it heated up. One thing you don't want to do is leave it on all night and point it at your plants. Didn't think all that through. I left it on all night and all day, and during the day it got warm. It's like 60 degrees, and it was left on all day, and like half the side of that tomato plant was just brown and crispy. So I thoroughly burnt half my tomato plant, but it's still pumping out little red tomatoes, so that's pretty neat. But anyways, just thought I would give you a little update on that. Y'all have a good one. I mentioned that we were fostering a pup, so naturally I have to let you know. Go on petfinder.com and you can find these crazy little pups here. This one here is Duke. You see, he's the vocal one of the bunch. I call him Mr. Cheevious. This is Earl. He's already got a family. He just hasn't gone to them just yet. Never a dull moment. This is Grace. She's actually ours. And over there's Ellie. She's actually ours. But all 3 of these are part of the same litter. So in case you're interested in little Duke here, he's a mix of a lab, a shepherd, border collie, and there's another one in there too. I forget what it is, but anyway, so we expect him to get about maybe 50-60 pounds. Big boy Earl here we think is going to be more like 80, but we think he's going to be a little on the smaller side, maybe 60-65 tops. So anyways, petfinder.com, look up Duke with the Taylor County SPCA, and you'll have yourself a great little pup. He's super sweet whenever he's not being crazy with his brothers. But anyways, always have always feel free to save a pet from puppy mills, from just overbreeding in general, and pick them up from an SPCA in your local area, or a local animal shelter, things like that. So just something to keep in mind. Not to sound all Bob Barker here, but don't forget to have your pet spayed or neutered.